Today we are making fluffy yogurt pancakes. The ingredients are really basic. The recipe is quick, it's simple. Let's get started. I'm using traditional flour for this. This is wheat flour, and I'm just going to measure out a cup. With flour recipes, you always want to scoop with one and measure onto your measuring cup so it's not packed. And 1 cup of flour goes in our bowl. Of course, this recipe also works with an all-purpose 1-to-1 gluten-free baking flour. I'll link it right below for you. But to our dry ingredients bowl, we have flour. We are going to use some baking soda. Most of my pancake recipes do not have baking soda, but this one, because of the yogurt and the acidity, it does. So a little bit of baking soda in there. What gives pancakes a lot of the fluff is baking powder. Baking powder activates with our ingredients. It's going to give our batter that fluff and that rise. So we put that in our bowl, and we're gonna whisk up this dry ingredients right here. Almost forgot, we're also gonna add a little bit of salt, and let's stir this up. Now, the star of the show is the yogurt. So I have some unsweetened plain yogurt that's gonna go in our batter. I'm gonna place it right in the middle of the bowl. Now, this is regular yogurt. You can also use Greek yogurt for this recipe. It's just gonna be a little bit thicker of a batter. To our yogurt, I'm going to add 2 eggs and a little bit of melted butter. I'm a sucker for a little bit of vanilla in my pancake batters, so just a little dash goes in. Guys, remember, if you're cooking along with me, I always link all of the details of the ingredients and the recipe right below the video. All I want you to do is learn how to make this, enjoy it, and grab the measurements after the video. So let's stir this up. First thing I do is combine and whisk my eggs really well in the middle of my batter. As you can see, the eggs are mixing in with our yogurt. And once the mixture is well combined, I start scraping the flour from the edges of the bowl and incorporating the flour into my wet batter. This way, our pancakes are not too clumpy, they're not overly mixed, and our batter comes out great. Now, if you take a close look at the batter, it almost looks like cake batter, and that is why they are yogurt pancakes. They're fluffy, they're rich. Let's put them on our griddle. So I have a large griddle here so we can get an entire batch going. I have it heating up to medium heat. If you can also make these pancakes over a stove on a pan, just make sure that it's a non-stick pan so you can easily flip your pancakes. I'm just gonna take a little bit of butter and grease my griddle because I like the little brown crispy edges on my pancakes. And with a small, about 1/4 of a cup scoop, I'm just going to place some batter on my griddle. All right, guys, so you know these pancakes are ready to be flipped when the edges are defined. These are not gonna bubble up as our traditional pancake recipe, but that's okay. Let me just give one a good flip and show you. It is light and golden, toasted on the outside. I'm gonna flip another one, and then the rest, because that's kind of how we go. Now, this is a thicker batter, so sometimes when I flip them, I kind of press them down a little to help it cook through, because as you can see, these yogurt pancakes have really great height to them, and that is why it is a fluffy yogurt pancake recipe. Now, how do you know when your fire or your heat in a griddle, it's kind of hard to gauge. Is it too hot or is it too low? So one tip is that when you first flip your pancakes, if they're too dark, your griddle is too hot. But if you flip them and they're just about kind of quite light and unevenly cooked, all you have to do is turn up your griddle a little bit and it'll help kind of increase the temperature. You always want to flip your pancakes from your first pour to the last. Let's put these into our plate. And of course, we can start our next batch. They smelled so delicious, almost like cake friends, almost. And batch number 2. I'm gonna just place the batter on my griddle, and then I'm gonna show you what those look like inside, because really, you just wanna know, are they really that fluffy in the middle? They are cooked through and fluffy in the middle. Now, something I do is prep the batter the night before, put the bowl in the fridge, and in the morning, I just give it a good whisk and make pancakes. You do not have to be measuring ingredients when your coffee has not kicked in. Check out the middle of these pancakes. They are fluffy, cooked through. They're golden on the outside, perfectly cakey on the outside. Delicious. All these need is a little bit of butter on the top, a drizzle of pancake syrup, and we're golden. All right, guys, let's check these out. Now there's butter and syrup all over them. So good. Make sure to grab the recipe and the link in the description box below the video. And for more pancakes, great cooking, you and I get to hang out a couple times a week. Hit that red subscribe button. See you next time.